TV Radio, voice of the voiceless.
Good afternoon. This is the World News on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. I am Modupe Akinyosoye. Here are the top stories. Vice President Shettima in Rome ahead of United Nations Food System Summit. Ogun State government launches probe as 8 die after alcohol bull. In business, CBN begins distribution of grains nationwide. On the foreign scene, 11 people die in school gym roof collapse in China. In sport, Nigeria begins quest for Under-19 Cricket World Cup in Tanzania. Details of this and more coming up shortly. Welcome back. Now the news in details. Nigeria Vice President Shettima has arrived in Rome, Italy to represent President Bola Tinubu at the United Nations Food System Summit. The Director of Information, Office of the Vice President, Olushola Abiola, in a statement on Sunday evening, noted that Shettima was received at Leonardo da Vinci Airport at 7:45 p.m. Italian time by some Nigerian diplomats. The Vice President will join other global leaders at the Rome event for the first Stock-Taking Moment Summit. During the 3-day summit, Shettima will chair a high-level session themed Innovative Financing for Food System Transformation, the Case of Nigeria. The Vice President will then proceed from Rome to St. Petersburg, Russia, to represent the President at the Russia-Africa Summit, scheduled from Wednesday, July 26 to Saturday, July 27. Former President of Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan, says world leaders must pursue peace in their respective countries by practicing true democracy. Speaking on Sunday at the International Leadership Conference in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, Jonathan said, good governance is the catalyst for political stability, advancement, and inclusive development. According to the former president, citizens vote for long-lasting peace and sustainable development when they are given the freedom to exercise their right. Jonathan noted that the COVID-19 experience has shown that the whole world must work together for the peace and security of humanity. A former spokesperson of the Senate, Adedayo Adeyeye, says Nigerians should be patient with President Bola Tinubu in his attempt to fix the country's economy. In a statement on Sunday, Adeyeye, who is the national chairman of the Southwest Agenda for Asiwaju Swaga, said the country would not gain anything if painful decisions are not taken. The former lawmaker said the steps taken by President Tinubu should have been taken over 15 years ago. Adeyeye asked Nigerians not to judge President Tinubu by results from a few days in office, adding that they will reap the benefit of the painful decisions taken now in the future. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has urged the Federal High Court in Lagos to compel the Central Bank of Nigeria to withdraw its directive to banks and other financial institutions seeking to obtain information from customer social media handles for identification. SERAP in the suit, which is yet to be assigned to a judge, urged the court for an order of mandamus to compel the CBN to delete the unlawful provisions of Section 6 of its Customer Due Diligence Regulations 2023 for being inconsistent with the Nigerian Constitution. The group also asked the court for an order restraining the CBN from carrying out or giving effect to the unlawful regulations. In an affidavit filed in support of the suit, the applicants averred that the regulation does not serve any legitimate aim and that such information may unjustifiably or arbitrarily restrict expression and privacy. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it has arrested a 48-year-old alleged drug kingpin, Charles Uwagbale, who specializes in sponsoring young Nigerians to traffic class or drugs to Europe. In a statement on Sunday, NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi said Uwabale was arrested by the agency's operatives in his hotel room in the Okota area of Lagos on July 21. At the time of his arrest, Babafemi said he was preparing a recruited courier to swallow 93 pallets of cocaine meant for distribution in Italy. The Ogun State government has launched an investigation into the death of 8 persons after allegedly taking alcoholic drinks in some parts of the state. No fewer than 8 persons have reportedly died, while 11 persons are said to be in critical condition following consumption of locally made drinks in Ijebu Northeast and Odogbolu local government. Special advisor to the governor on health, Dr. Tomi Koka, disclosed this in a statement made available to journalists on Sunday. Koka warned residents about the risk associated with consuming locally brewed alcoholic drinks and other products not approved by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC. The Lagos State government says the bodies of 103 victims of #EndSARS protest in 2020 prepared for mass burial were not from the Lekki toll gate. The state government, in a statement released on Sunday, said no dead body was retrieved from the Lekki toll gate as a result of the protest. The statement, signed by Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Olusegun, followed reactions to a leaked document indicating the state government has approved the sum of 61 million naira for mass burial of the 2020 #EndSARS protest victims in the state. According to the document, the unclaimed bodies were retrieved following the protest in many parts of the state, including Fagba, Ketu, Ikorodu, Orile, Ajegunle, Abule Egba, Ikeja, Ojota, Ogba, Isolo, and Aja. Tragedy on Sunday evening struck the commercial town of Ore in Odigbo local government area of Ondo State when a tanker explosion claimed scores of lives in community. Residents of the area had besieged the scene of a crash to scoop petrol from a truck when the incident occurred. Eyewitnesses recounted that the fuel, which had spilled onto the road, was ignited by a spark emanating from a mobile phone held by one of the individuals involved in the fuel scooping. The incident occurred along Showboy Road near a fueling station in the area. You're listening to the World News on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Still to come, business, foreign and sport news. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back to the rest of the news. In business and economic news, the Central Bank of Nigeria says it has released grains nationwide in line with President Bola Tinubu's directive to drive food security. The CBN's Director of Corporate Communications, Abdulmumin Issa, revealed that the distribution would commence this Monday. President Tinubu had ordered the release of grains and fertilizer to over 50 million households in the country. The resolution was reached during last Thursday's National Economic Council meeting. The CBN assured that everything had been put in place to guarantee the distribution of the grains from its strategic reserves. On the foreign scene, Russia has accused Ukraine of being a drone attack that damaged at least 2 buildings in the capital Moscow early on Monday morning. The Russian Defense Ministry said 2 drones were suppressed and crashed, adding that there were no casualties. Russia's state-owned news agency reported that 1 drone fell close to the Defense Ministry. Still on the foreign scene, at least 11 people are now known to have died after the roof of a school gymnasium collapsed under heavy rain in northeast China on Sunday. Officials say 19 people were trapped inside the gym when it collapsed. 4 people managed to escape. Of the 15 people pulled out of the rubble, only 4 have survived. Police have arrested the person in charge of the building. In the world of sport, Nigeria will this Monday launch their quest for a spot in the ICC Under-19 Men's Cricket World Cup 2024 billed for Sri Lanka. The junior yellow-green's first encounter is against Sierra Leone at the University of Dar es Salaam Cricket Oval in Tanzania. The 8-day event bowled off on Sunday with a rain-washed encounter between host Tanzania and Kenya, while Namibia and Uganda locked arms for a ticket to next year's World Cup. Nigeria's coach and former national team player Daniel Jim said his team is in good shape for the upcoming games. Only one World Cup ticket is being vied for by the 6 participating countries in Dar es Salaam. Still in the world of sport, Everton have confirmed the signing of Arnold Danjuma on a season-long loan deal from La Liga club Villarreal. Danjuma was close to joining Everton in January, but instead linked up with Tottenham Hotspur. The Nigerian board forward will wear jersey number 10 at his new club. To end the world news, a quick recap of the major stories. We reported that Vice President Kashim Shettima in Rome ahead of United Nations Food Systems Summit. Ogun State government launched probe as 8 die after alcohol bowl. In business, we reported that CBN begins distribution of grains nationwide. On the foreign scene, we told you that 11 people died in school gym roof collapse in China. In sports, Nigeria begins quest for Under-19 Cricket World Cup in Tanzania. The World News was edited and produced by Oluwafisayomi Ajibola. For more news and updates, you can follow us on our social media platform on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Al-IyamoyeTV and radio, on Twitter at Al-IyamoyeTV radio, on Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTV radio. You can also stream live by logging on to our website, www.Al-IyamoyeTVradio.com. Thank you so much for listening. I am Modupe Akinyosoye. Good afternoon.